Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Ever feel completely overwhelmed when you're trying to learn something new or start a big project? Or maybe you're a manager, trying to hire someone who seems to need 100 different skills right out of the gate. Well, today we're diving into a powerful concept that can simplify your approach to learning, hiring, and even personal development. Minimum Viable Competence. We'll explore what it is, why it's so important, and how you can actually apply it in your life and work. Let's get into it. So, what exactly is Minimum Viable Competence? You might have heard of Minimum Viable Product, or MVP, in the tech world. That's the smallest version of a product with just enough features to be usable, allowing you to get it out there, gather feedback, and iterate. Minimum Viable Competence applies that same thinking to human skills and knowledge. Simply put, Minimum Viable Competence, or MVC, is the essential, baseline set of skills, knowledge, and abilities an individual needs to effectively perform a specific task or role. It's not about being an expert or knowing absolutely everything. It's about possessing the foundational capabilities to deliver acceptable results and contribute value. Think of it as the minimum required to be functional, to get the job done adequately, and to then learn and grow from there. Now, why is MVC such a game changer? First, for individuals, it's a huge antidote to procrastination and analysis paralysis. When you're faced with learning a complex skill, like a new programming language or a foreign language, the sheer volume of what you could learn can be overwhelming. MVC helps you identify the core competencies, the must-knows to just get started and produce something. This focus on high-impact areas makes learning more efficient and helps build confidence through early wins. You're not aiming for perfection from day one. You're aiming for capability. For teams and organizations, MVC is equally powerful. It allows for faster onboarding of new hires or team members because you're not trying to dump every piece of information on them at once. You train them on the core competencies needed for their immediate tasks, letting them contribute sooner. This also optimizes resource allocation. You're not overtraining people on things they might not need right away. It fosters a learn-by-doing culture, where continuous improvement is built on a solid, viable foundation. When hiring, understanding MVC helps you define realistic job requirements, focusing on the true necessities rather than a laundry list of desirable but not critical skills. So, how do you actually identify and achieve minimum viable competence? It's a three-step process. First, define the goal. What specific task or role are we talking about? Be incredibly clear. Are you trying to write a basic website, manage a small team, or bake a simple cake? Second, break it down and prioritize. Once your goal is clear, list all the skills and knowledge you think you might need. Then, go through that list and ruthlessly ask yourself, what are the absolute non-negotiable skills or knowledge points needed to get something done to achieve an acceptable result? Distinguish between must-haves and nice-to-haves. For baking a simple cake, the MVC might be understanding basic measurements, mixing techniques, and oven temperature. It's not necessarily knowing how to make a complex fondant sculpture. Third, learn actively and iterate. Focus your learning efforts only on those core, prioritized areas. Practice them until you can perform the task adequately. Once you've hit that MVC, you can then build upon it. MVC is a starting point, not the finish line. It's the launchpad for continuous growth and mastery. It allows you to enter the arena, contribute, and then deepen your skills organically. What's an area in your life, whether personal or professional, where focusing on minimum viable competence could help you get started or be more effective? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your examples. Minimum viable competence isn't about aiming for mediocrity. It's about being strategic, getting into action, and creating a sustainable path for continuous improvement. It empowers you to start, contribute, and then evolve. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. Subscribe for more content on productivity, learning, and personal growth, and check out my other videos on efficiency hacks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.